So, welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom. It's taken me a while because I got distracted by other shiny nice things. But I finally got back on track, working my way down the Czechoslovakian line. And I've unlocked and bought and played with the Tier 8 medium, the TVP VTU Koncept. And this is it. Not a particularly pretty looking tank, and I can't say I've had a great win rate in it. I'm running 45% win rate off 33 games, but I really quite like it. I think that's more symptomatic of I've had some really shitty teams lately. I know everyone says that, but I really have. My win rate has dropped considerably in the last probably month or so, while as my win rate has gone up. So I think it's, yeah, whatever. But I think it's also symptomatic this tank is very difficult to carry a team in if they are completely incompetent. So anyway, let's have a quick look at this thing. So quick look at the Czech tree. It obviously comes here, tier 8. Before it you have the T34-100, which I really enjoyed, and I got rid of, and I'm wondering whether I should have got rid of it, but I really enjoyed playing it. I don't know, too many tanks, so I got rid of it. And it's before the Skoda T50 and the T50-51, which appear, certainly the tier 10 appears to be completely overpowered, but we'll see. They'll probably have nerfed it by the time I get to it. So the TVP. It's a nice tank. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing it. The grind on it isn't too bad. The stock gun is pretty horrible, but pretty soon you can get the second gun, and that is pretty much the gun of choice, I think, on this tank. Other modules, you don't need to get the top turret to unlock all the guns, which is also useful. You do have to unlock it to move on to the Skoda. So that's kind of user friendly. You don't need to do any upgrades apart from the tracks. Yeah, 41. Yeah, you need to do the tracks to then allow you to upgrade anything else. And really you want to get to this top engine as well. But it's not essential. If you go tracks and then to the gun, that's a pretty sensible way to go. So let's have a quick look at this little baby. Highlights of this thing: it's very maneuverable, has a really good top speed. It gets around the battlefield really nicely. The turret traverse on it is also extremely good. Really good. Bad things about it: it's big as a house. What is it about the Czechs? Geez, tanks they wanted to build, and this was a design. It never actually saw reality. So, but all the Czech tanks seem to be so fripping big, and this is no different. So very big. Will get seen relatively easily. And has very weak armor, much like all the Czech designs. So the Czech designs generally are mobile, pretty good guns, very accurate, quite fast firing, and very little armor. And this one's no different. And it's a real Marmite tank. You read some of the forums and other people's reviews about this, and it's a real love it or hate it tank. I really like it. I don't know whether I'll still love it by the time I've ground my way through to the tier 9, but at the moment I'm really enjoying playing it. It's kind of fun, and it in some ways it reminds me of the CDC. Similar kind of play style. You haven't got any armor, you got a pretty good gun, not quite the same top speed, but you can get around the battlefield, cause some mayhem. So it's almost like a non-premium CDC, I would say. So have a quick look at it. 1450 hit points. That's pretty good. It's at the top end of the tier 8 mediums. Really good. It weighs 36 tons in this layout. So it's not particularly heavy. and that means its 700 horsepower engine gives it a pretty good acceleration and top speed of 50 kph, which is pretty good. And once you've unlocked that top engine, it rattles along really nicely. Now, I said also the traverse and the mobility of this is very good, and it is 44 degrees per second is very good. So I just played a game where I was being circled by a light tank, and I could rotate almost as quickly as he could, which is pretty good in my book. So yeah, GG. The fact is you can't stop any of the shells that are coming into you from an autoloader, kind of defeats the object. And that's one of the challenges with this tank, as it is with all the Czech tanks, to be honest. Armour is pretty atrocious. So the hull armour of this thing is 65 at the front, 40 at the side, and a whopping 30 at the rear. And that's pretty much the same story for the turrets. So you have 65 at the front, 40 at the side, and 40 at the rear, and they're all pretty big flat surfaces. So yeah, and the gun mantle is not particularly big, so yeah, you don't bounce anything in this, really don't count on anything. Get hit, you're probably going to get penned, just the way you have to work with this sort of tank. Turret traverse, I said that was pretty good on this, and it is. It's 42 degrees per second, which is very good. Basic view range of 380, which is average. On the setup I've got with this crew, I've got somebody here with situational awareness, and that gets up to 400, which is useful. Signal range nobody really cares about, but it's outstanding in this thing. So let's have a quick look at the guns. So there are really two viable top guns on this thing. You have the actual top gun, which is this 10.5 centimeter high-powered gun. So it's 105 millimeter shell, has a it's okay round rate of fire. 5.45 is not bad. Penetration is only 188 with standard ammunition, 235 with APCR, and 53 with HE. But it does have an average damage of 320 for the standard and the APCR, which is pretty good, and 420 for the HE. Dispersion is not great. 0.4 is, well, it's alright. Aim time is relatively long, 2.4. So it's a reasonable gun. However, I think the sort of second unlock gun you get on this, which is the long 88, is actually the better option on this gun, on this tank. It's an 88, it's a German copy, and like all those 88s, they tend to be very accurate, pretty fast firing, and consistent in terms of the damage. So 8.57 rounds per minute is pretty darn good for a gun at this caliber. 194 penetration. Now for me, it's all about the penetration, love. So 194 plays 188. I will take that extra 6 millimeters of penetration. Misses, because that is it's amazing how often that is useful. Okay, the average damage drops to 240 as opposed to 320 on the top gun, but I'll take that. Increased rate of fire, increased penetration, slightly decreased, well, actually fairly substantially decreased average damage, but your volume of fire is going to be much higher. The APCR, bizarrely, on the 88 is better penetration wise again. So 237, what do I mean bizarrely, it always is, you know what I mean. 237 as opposed to 235 on the big gun, 240 average damage again. HE 44, penetration 295 damage. Dispersion 0.37, and I find that actually at sort of short to medium range this gun is fantastic. Starts to get a bit further out, it's not quite so good. Aim time is a straight 2 seconds. Doesn't feel too bad at all. Really doesn't feel too bad at all. So, and the other bonus, which you don't often think about initially with taking this gun, the 88 is it actually weighs substantially less than the 105mm. And obviously the less weight your tank is carrying around, the more grunt it gets out of the engine, so you will go that little bit quicker if you're carrying the 88. Other thing, which is a bit of a hidden stat which you don't notice immediately, is that if you take the 105, your gun depression suffers by about 2 degrees, so you can't get it down as much as you can in the 88. So all in all, my recommendation with this tank is take the 88. I think it's a far better and more reliable gun. So let's have a look at the TVP in operation and see some gameplay. So here we go with the TVP. This is a game on Karelia. It's a standard game, a tier 9 match, but there's only one tier 9 on our side and 2 on theirs. Ours is RT, one of theirs is RT, and the other one's a rather tricky VK4502B. So I have to confess, I was planning to go all the way up on the right flank, up to the A sort of 3 area, and try and use this gun to full effect, but you can see virtually nobody else went that way, just Super Pershing and the girlfriend further up. At least the girlfriend can tell us what we're seeing, which is good. So we've got the IS-3, a KV-3 and an SU-152 in the middle. You can see I'm dithering. I'm still not entirely sure what to do here, whether to push on. And I think this was about the 3rd or 4th time this series of games. That was never going to hit Dom. Even if I had the chances of penetrating an IS-3 from the side, angled like that, nil. And I'm aiming for trying to hit the lower plate. But you can see the accuracy. I mean, that's a long way I'm firing, and that's pretty good. But eventually I get spotted, of course. And then they've obviously got a TVP out there too. So yeah, I think I played a lot of games this weekend, this day when I played this match, where I'd sort of pushed on ahead merrily, even though I was fairly isolated, and tried to fight on my own, and I was just getting wrecked. This tank is not one that can stand alone. It's got no armour to speak of, so you're daft to try and fight it out. If you haven't got teammates, you're going to die. Simple as that. So I've come back to try and help the arty. He didn't actually need any arty. We've lost our girlfriend, M4190 outside there, but I've got a shot on the IS. Just tracked him, that's all, which is rather infuriating. 88mm shell. Can we put one into him? That's better. Although that one seemed to be missing him, but I'll take it. You can see the gun is very good. It's pretty accurate, relatively fast firing, and it will damage. That IS didn't move, which was pretty stupid. And this is kind of the optimum for this tank, I think. It's a support tank, so you want to be doing exactly what it says on the tin. I'm trying to support that Super Pershing. He's got his hands full against another TVP and that IS-3. But if he can continue to side scrape, he's got a good chance against him. So if I can cover his other side, so that, or if they get rushed, if they rush him, those 2 enemy tanks, then there's a good shot. So here we go. I'm trying to. Here comes the TVP around the other side. So I'm going to try to fire at the IS-3, but he came around much further than I was expecting. And now I'm getting the shot blocked. So my plan to support him has kind of gone awry already. That was rather unfortunate. I was trying. You can see I've got the mod that stops me firing at friends. And I kept getting the message of, you're blocking my shot, because that's every time I went to click the button to fire, the Super Pershing backed into my shot. So tried to support him, but ultimately failed. I don't know. He did. I feel a bit bad because maybe I should have stuck a bit closer to him, but you have to. At the end of the day, he was a bit daft to go that deep into the enemy on his own. Now, it looks to me at this point that there is only that TVP left, that whatever else came out onto this flank is dead, So I decided to chance my arm a little bit and head up. I've got over 1,000 hit points. He's effectively a one-shot kill, near enough. And then of course I miss. He bounces off me, and now we've got a little rough and tumble. Bit of Czech action. Should have a health warning, shouldn't it? So he hit me, I hit him, he hit me again. Trying to finish him off. Yes, I can. So cost me almost half my health to kill him off, which wasn't great. Maybe not the best use of tank, but hey, sometimes you just have to go for it. And he was a good player. It's 8-9 to the enemy, so it's still pretty close. They've got 2 RT, we've still got 2 RT. The concerning thing is they've still got the VK, and he seems to be having his merry way with things down the JK line. There is a Churchill, we can hit him nicely. Oh, how did I not pen him? Come on, you know you want to back up. You know you want to back up. Again, best engagement for this tank at this sort of range. You don't want to be getting too close, because the lack of any armour is going to seriously hamper your chances of surviving. So we took him down. Well, the VK's... No, the VK's still alive, but everything else is dead. So they've got the 2 RT and the VK. VK's a pretty slow tank, so he's stuck right back at the... well, it's almost up to our base by now, I would imagine. But he's probably pulling back if he's a... no, he's not a great player, but I imagine he's just pulled back. So, we lost our T-34, which is not great. There is their Crusader self-propelled gun. Can I get a shot on him? I think he's gone... Has he gone into the dip? Let's see. We know both their RT are in the middle here somewhere. There he is, trying to run, trying to run. Bye bye. Oh, tooth. There's again one of the slight problems with the 88 on this gun is the alpha on it is not fantastic. I still reckon it's better than using the bigger gun, 105mm, because I just think. Oh, and the VK's down. That's good. I just think the extra pen, the accuracy you get with the 88, it makes it much more worthwhile. So I failed to finish off that Crusader, which was really annoying. Hopefully it won't cost us the game. I don't think it will. I tried to come, rather than come in the obvious way, which was to follow him straight round, I've come round the south, trying to push up. Got spotted. There it goes. Finally finished off the Crusader, which is good. And we know that the M53, M55 is around here somewhere. They're pretty good at shotgunning, so I'm having a little bit of respect for him. Also allowing time for my T20 to catch up. So where is he hiding? There he is, right in front of me. He's virtually dead. Didn't need much to finish him off. GG. So that was a pretty good result in the end. Second class mastery, bruiser, fighter and fire for effect. Finished top on the team for damage, for XP. Base XP of 972, 1,885 damage and 5 kills, which is pretty good. Damage wise we were third, which isn't so bad. Fired 21 shots, hit with 16 of them, penetrated with 11 for 1,885 damage. Not quite half was at long range, mainly because I was having that brawl with that other TVP. Received 4 shots. Surprisingly I bounced one of them. Don't know how I did or what it was, I don't even remember. Interesting, there's no amount for the damage blocked by armour, so don't know what that means, but anyway, that's the way it was. We made 33,000 credits with a premium account, after costs just over 19,000, again with a premium account. If we hadn't have been premium, just shy of 8,000. Experience wise we had personal mission thing mission thing happening, so we made nearly 3,000 XP total. Without that we would have made 1,458 or 972 on a non-premium account. So yeah, good game, good game. So here we are again on Corellia. It's a tier 8 game, so we're top tier, which is nice. About half the team each side are tier 8s, maybe a third of the team, sorry. So I'm going to do what I did last time, actually try and head out onto the open flank, trying to avoid the big arse of the OI and letting the Cromwell run into me. Sorry, Mr. Cromwell, there, it was my fault, I think. Yeah, so I'm heading out to the open flank because, as I said in the last game, I think the secret of this tank is to try and keep the ranges at medium to long range. The gun is accurate, it's fast firing, it's got good penetration, but it doesn't have massive alpha and therefore stopping power. It also, the tank has no armour to speak of apart from a little bit on the front of the turret. So you really want to be firing at range because you got more chance of dodging shots, you got more chance of using your very good spotting ability to see things and move out of trouble before you get boxed in. If you get into a brawl with this, you're going to lose, apart from maybe against a light or something like that. But really, you want to be using it as a sniper, as a distance support tank. Use its mobility to anticipate where the enemy are, move there, set up, fire a few shells, relocate. And you can see I'm not really comfortable in this role at the moment. I was hoping those Cromwells would go in front of me. There's two of them. I know they're two tier 6s, but they're pretty quick and they're almost like scouts really. And I was hoping they'd push up, and it seems like I'm the one doing the scouting, and I was fully expecting as I came around that bend to face a whole load of heavy tanks or medium tanks, and actually there was just that T-71. Now he's a handful anyway, but it looks like I've been lucky. If there'd been 2 or 3 tanks there, I probably would have been hit by at least one of them, and that could have wrecked me. So anyway, I'm being very, very cautious. Don't know why I'm trying to side scrape, because the armour on this thing is so non-existent it doesn't really matter. So I'm pushing up really cautiously. The E25 has come up to support me, and finally the Cromwells seem to have come forward, which is good. Don't know where that T50 was. Now there is an ISU. Now he is nasty, but he's not looking at me. First shot, 238 into him, and that's it. Good night. He got hit by the what did he get hit by? Probably the probably one of the Cromwells, and then the OI finished him off. There is the 71. I stood still far too long there, and that's what I got for it. T28 sitting up there somewhere at the back. Now he's a tricky proposition. I was trying to shoot to that T71, but clearly that, well, there's the T28. Pretty hard to pen him. I was lucky there. 240 damage. Very, very lucky. You could see I didn't even have a green crosshair there. It was orange, which means you've only got a slight chance of penning. There's a T32 out there in the field. Don't know what he's doing out there, but can we get a shot on him since he's kindly decided to give himself up? Don't know what he was thinking. It's been tracked him again, I think. 250 damage. He's just dying. Die. 247 damage, and I'm just picking him apart. So that was a bit of a stupid move, but look at this team, 6-0 we're winning. I didn't think they were that bad a team. A lot of their tanks are just being caught badly out of position now. So we can finish off the OI, shot to the back. T150, can we finish him? Yes we can, only 95 damage, which is a shame. There is the IS-3. Now he's a bit more of a tricky proposition. So it looks like their 2 heavy tanks are holding the gap down the 9 line. It looks like the T-71 and the artillery and the T-28 are sitting up in their caps. So thinking what to do. There is the IS. Can't quite get a shot on him, so I'd like to try and get around the back of him, because if I can take him out, and he has full health and he's a good player, but if I can get around the back of him, I might be able to, so it's almost like I'm popping the bottle. It would release all those of our tanks through, but at the same time I'm conscious of the T-71 and what he can do to me, because having no armour and you're being hit by one of those also loading tanks is not good. There goes shot into the IS-3. I think it looks like our guys have got him finished, but we'll see whether we can finish him off. There we go. Oh, it wasn't our shot, which is a shame. So it's not been much of a game, to be absolutely honest, but you can see the effect of this gun is pretty good when you get to aim shots and you get to fire at distance. So we're coming up behind the back of the T-28. Best place to try and deal with him. T-71 seems to have gone gung-ho, seeing if we can get any kind of damage. Don't blame him at all. And this T-28's in real trouble. Right behind him. Can we finish him? Oh, that arty shell came in. I set him on fire and that's him down. Can we finish him? Oh, and I team killed. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I just killed the T-25. Naughty Dom. In my defence, I did apologise to the guy, and he did say no problem, it was just one of those things, and it was one of those stupid shots you take towards the end of a game when it doesn't really matter too much, but you want to try and get the kill. And I was aiming for taking down that T-71 because he'd been a pain in the arse to me, but I got team kill instead. Oops. Nobody noticed, did they? Good. Dirty team killer. Oops. So third class mastery, bruiser, arsonist, because we set that T-28 on fire, and fire for effect. Oops. Where do we finish? Oops. I had it right the first time. So we finished fourth on the team, 899 base XP, 2,128 damage and 2 kills, 17 shots fired, 12 hits, 10 penetrations for 2,100 damage, of which roughly half was at beyond 300 meters, which is kind of what I'd expect. Took one hit and it penetrated, and we killed an enemy. Oh well. 900, nearly 1,000 assistance damage. We made 38,000 credits after costs, and after my punishment 25,000 credits, which is not bad. With a premium would have been just shy of 15 without a premium. Experience wise, it was a times 5 because they were running that when I played this game, and personal reserve running as well, so I made 8,000 crew experience, but the base level was 1,351 with a premium count and 900 without. So good fun, good game, good fun. Shame about the collateral damage, the E25. Oops, never mind. So the TVP VTU Koncept tank. I like it. I've played now since I first did that review over 59 games in it. My win rate is still around 45%, 44% to be exactly. But I'm doing, reasonably well. Getting a fair amount of damage, about 900 average damage, 1,000 XP every game. But I find it very, very difficult to get a good winning record in it. I like it. It's a nice mobile tank. It's got a really good gun. But just the battlefields, I know everyone moans about the corridor nature of battlefields, but they do seem to be really working against tanks like this. And it doesn't quite have that really good speed of the CDC. I would compare this tank very much with the CDC, the French Tier 8 premium tank. But the CDC is quicker and the gun is probably better than this thing, which is odd because most premium tanks are slightly worse than their than the sort of non-premium versions, but neither tank have any armor, and as a result you need that mobility. And this thing is nimble. It's pretty good, but it's big and it gets spotted very, very quickly. And I just don't find the gun quite as powerful as the French one. But I still enjoy playing it, so yeah. I was originally thinking I might keep it. I'm not so sure now. I might just get rid of it when I've ground my way through it. Yeah, it's all right. So lessons learned so far. Definitely stick with the 88mm, the third gun on the chain. I think that's a far better bet than the 105mm. extra penetration you get, an extra what is it? It's only 6 extra millimeters, but that makes a big difference. And with the with the APCR round, you get an extra. In fact, you get less penetration on the 105 millimeter. The average damage goes up by 80, but the rate of fire is considerably quicker. You get 8.5 rounds a minute with the 88, and only 5.5 with the 10 centimeter. So also that 10 centimeter is a lot bigger. The other thing which you may want to look at, I haven't found it a massive problem, but the basic turret that you get, the sort of opening turret, is better for gun depression than the sort of the higher up one, the unlocked one, the T40 turret. So your gun depression is slightly better with this one. They both have no real armor, 65, 40 and 40, so armor doesn't change at all. Traverse speed is slightly quicker with the upgraded turret, 42 degrees per second as opposed to 38 on the basic one, and your view range goes up by 10 meters. So you know, that's the kind of reason why you'd want this turret. On balance, I think probably you're just as well going for the standard turret for that extra few degrees of gun depression, because you know it's been noticeable since I upgraded the turret how many times I go forward and can't get the gun down on things as much as I'd like. So there you go, that's the TVP. I think it's a fine tier 8. As I said, I think it's a good support tank. You're going to have a hell of a job. I'm sure the very best players out, the unicorns and so forth out there who play brilliantly in pretty much any tank, will love this tank and probably play it fantastically. For the average Joe player, I would say you've got to be very conservative, very careful with it. Keep back, use your good DPM, use your fast firing and accurate gun to full effect. Try not to get involved too close and into too much of a brawl. Wait for support. Don't go alone, because you will be wrecked. A light tank will wreck you in this thing. So good tank, good fun, and I can't wait to get on to the next tier 9, which is the autoload, the first of the 2 autoloaders that the Czechs get. So at top tier anyway, they have the lower one obviously. But yeah. So this has been Gamerdom. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Knock yourself out. Numbers are growing still, so really grateful for those people who subscribe. And if you've got any thoughts about the Czech line or any other tank for that matter, pop it in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for all your comments that I do get on the video. Really appreciate it. It does show that people are watching and enjoying the videos, so grateful for that. It's been Gamerdom. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your games, have fun, and remember, it is just a game. Try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon.